Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Super Replay. We're looking at one of the greatest games of all time. Someone here may say it is the greatest game of all time. I'm your host, Andrew Reiner. Today, I'm joined by Dan Ryckert.
Hey, Reiner.
Andy McNamara.
It is the greatest game of all time.
And Juba is going to be on the sticks for us.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with Andy. This game is awesome.
Andy, I always thought you liked the first one better than Super.
I always claim, when people ask me my favorite game of all time, I always say the original Metroid, even though Super Metroid is better.
Okay.
It's my favorite game because it started this series for me. It kind of, I think, changed my life forever as a gamer.
Okay.
So it has that value to me, but, I mean, you'd be an idiot to say Metroid is better than Super Metroid. As just as a game.
It's like saying Zelda is better than Link to the Past, the first Zelda.
Yeah, it's not. No.
But that did get the ball rolling.
Oh, yeah, it was amazing.
There's certain nostalgia points that the games get.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
like I said, Metroid's my answer, but Super Metroid is the better game.
Look at Joe being meticulous with the controls right
no
out
kidding.
of the gate.
Let's get the show going.
Yeah,
Man.
well, hey, you guys were having a conversation. I just had to make sure it was all right.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at...
It's voiced. That voice blew me away.
That was a Cam Clark, wasn't it?
Nolan North.
Oh, okay. So, in order to sort of get my my Metroid juices flowing, I started playing Metroid Other M the other day.
It's also a great game.
It's something.
Andy's kidding about that.
Yeah.
It's actually a bad game.
So, the thing about that, though, is I learned for the first time the correct pronunciation of the planet. They always call it Zebes. I had always called it Zebes.
I thought it was just Zeebs.
Yeah,
I did too.
Zebes?
Zeebs.
Oh.
One syllable.
Yeah. Take Metroid Other M with a grain of salt, apparently, because that game just kind of seems to suck in a lot of different ways. But
all I remember of Other M is walking in and looking at Reiner and Phil and feeling sorry for them and then running out of the conference room.
So you've never touched it? You've never played it?
I've never touched it. I never will touch it.
Never do.
I try to forget that it exists.
Wow.
yeah, it's not impressive.
Nintendo doesn't have a good track record when they kind of outsource their development.
Makes me wonder about Smash Brothers.
Exactly.
Namco Bandai.
What's going on there?
I wonder if Pac-Man will be in it.
She's shaking hands with a scientist,
With
giving
Dr.
him a
Wily.
Metroid.
Just gave him a Metroid as a gift?
Yeah, well, no, he's a
some
scientist.
research on this.
No, see? Their findings were astounding.
Andy, what are your thoughts on the Prime series?
I actually really enjoyed them. Now, that said, I still think the 2D games are the best, and I will always stand by that. But I enjoyed Prime 1 and 2. I mean, finding those keys in Prime 2 were like, oh my god, that was. I did that game for review back when I used to review games. Don't review games really anymore. But I told Reiner, I was like, I think I'm almost done. I just got to find these couple of keys, and then I will finish the review. And I looked for like a week. Like it was like a week of looking around to find the other keys because it was before there were guides online or anything like that. So it was just on your own, go find these things.
Prime 2 was like, what, 2007 or something? There were guides online.
No, I'm saying had the game
pre-release, stupid.
Pre-release. Yeah, thanks.
You said it was before they had guides online. Okay, I see.
The guides were not online yet. That sentence is correct. Yeah.
I see what you're saying now.
That's one of the things I love about reviewing games, but it can also be really frustrating if you're on a time crunch and you get stuck somewhere.
Yes.
But at the same time, you're the first person going into that.
Yeah. And it's not like we can run to the forums and be like, hey, how do I beat this boss?
Yeah.
Or talk to the developer if you're a tester.
Yeah, but I don't like calling and being like, I'm an idiot and I'm stuck. Help me.
Yeah.
Man, I love this screen.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The Metroid used to be here, guys. Okay, sorry.
So how many times have you played this, Joe?
Lots of times. I couldn't even... over a dozen. There was a time when, I only had a few Super Nintendo games, so I just played the ones I had again and again and again. So my story on this one is that I fell for one of those neighborhood lies about secrets in games. We all had those, right?
Yeah.
Hey, there's a secret item in Zelda you get if you hit this tree 150 times. Yeah, that kind of crap. So this one, I fell for a trick saying that if you could beat the game in under 2 hours, you would get a special ending, like a secret scene at the after the Samus bikini part. And
Wait, what?
And that is totally not true, because I beat the game in under 2 hours, and it was the exact same ending that I had before. So anyway,
So how long do you think this is going to take you this time?
I mean, I was in my prime at that point, and plus, it's not very fun to watch. Like, it's fun to watch speed runs when people are just really good at a game. That's impressive, but like, it's not fun to watch someone just sort of tear through and not really savor a game, you know? Like, I don't think it's that great for like anyone who's interested in watching a replay. God dang it.
I don't know. This is pretty painful right now.
I like this a lot.
All right, there we
Shot in
go.
the face like an idiot.
So you're going for 100%? Are you going to try to get all the bomb containers, all that stuff?
No, I don't think we'll make it all the way to 100%. My guess, because some of that stuff is just annoying to try and get. I'd guess we're probably in the like 85 range or so by the time we're through with it.
I think we're looking at, what, 5 or 6 episodes?
Yeah, that's my guess, is it'll probably take 5 or 6.
At about an hour each.
Yeah.
Kind of our goal.
Yep, that's sort of my... Yeah, when I'm not just burning through it, but...
Okay, so she's just kind of reading the story at the beginning, she's a bounty hunter, and she's hunting down aliens.
Yeah.
What happened in Other M? What did they do to her in that game? She wasn't really a bounty hunter anymore, was she? She was like part of a...
No, she was a bounty hunter, but she was a bounty hunter who was teaming up with the military. I haven't gotten much further than that in that game.
She was rebellious. She gave a lot of thumbs down.
We really got to stop talking about Other M.
Sorry.
I just like to point out, I mean, that game sucks. We need to
remove
it.
Yeah, no, okay. Other M sucks. Look at this. Look at that rain.
That looks awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this is highly advanced stuff.
And it blew my mind the first time. You can go right in your spaceship. Look at that. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go in my
Fills
spaceship.
up your energy, doesn't it?
That's something else they screw up in Other M, by the way, Andy. Is that the spaceship loads from the bottom and not the top, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's a game I've tried to forget about. I also did not like the handheld versions that were in 3D.
Prime Hunters?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was, I know you asked earlier.
Fusion was great.
Fusion and Zero Mission are both awesome.
They are
man.
amazing. Well, anything that falls, that's the thing is, that's what makes me so angry, is that the formula to make a really awesome Metroid game is like kind of easy. Like this, new, done. Right? Like you could even make it with these kind of graphics, and I'd give you $60.
Yeah, it's like all those 2D Castlevanias they did on DS and Game Boy Advance, and they were all awesome. Everyone loved them.
Yes,
Just
exactly.
keep doing that.
That's it. Don't try to get fancy. No need to get Tecmo. I mean, I still don't even understand that. But like, don't go do that. Make this. I mean, we're not doing a super replay of Other M ever, unless there's like some intern we hate.
I think Nintendo... I think one example of Nintendo doing things perfectly is you can look at, they're moving Mario forward. You look at Galaxy and Galaxy 2, incredible Marios that feel like new experiences, but also we're getting our 2D sides. We got 2 2D Mario games coming out this year, and they're still awesome. So if you want that old style, if you want to feel like you're playing Mario 3 again, fine, you got that. But if you want a new thing, you can go with Galaxy and the 3D stuff.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like, the thing is that Nintendo, this is one of those things. I think Nintendo doesn't ultimately care about Metroid. And the reason why I say this is because, like, for a Mario game, they'll go and get like 3 or 4 teams that all start working, that come up with these concepts. They'll have these meetings where they get together and they go, oh, this is the best concept. Let's move forward with this game. Metroid, they're like, give it to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that's not trying. I mean, if they put the kind of effort that they put into like making a new Mario or expanding the Mario universe into like Metroid, it would be mind blowing. But of course, I don't know if they'd ever make their money back, truthfully. I mean, the game's not going to sell 15 million, but like, they could make good games.
Yeah.
So it seems like they don't understand their franchise. Like, we're going to turn it into a shooter. We're going to give it a story. That's not what we want from Metroid. The shooters were fine. Like, Relic, or who was it?
Retro
did a great job with those games, but
Retro, like the Metro. I only played the first Metroid Prime, which I liked all right, but there's so much emphasis on just like scanning crap in the environment and stuff, and it's like, I don't know. Like, in my mind, like, we talk about when we talk about reviewing games and stuff, how like there's not a perfect game. I think Super Metroid is the closest thing I've ever played to a perfect game, and it's just baffling to me that Nintendo hasn't done something to like keep this going since Fusion. like the whole 2D formula.
And I mean, that's the thing is, they can repeat it because they repeated it so well.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it wasn't like, oh, this game is kind of close. You were like, this game is amazing.
Right.
Like the scene where you're getting chased down at the end, like, you're like, I didn't even know you could even do this. Like, like, it's like unbelievable some of the stuff they could do. And they really could keep pushing this thing forward.
Well, talk about like with Wii U, you've got that gamepad. Imagine a 2D Metroid like this, a big 2D Metroid, and you can use the gamepad for a map.
That's the pitch for every Wii U game.
But still, like, it would work really well for, like, I mean, look at the Castlevanias on DS. Having the map there all the time instead of having to hit select was huge. I loved that. And I think it'd be great for this.
Yeah, it would be great. I just, I also like the, like, darkness. I like having the map kind of turned off. I like learning the, like, world. I like when I can, like, remember where I gotta go. There's charm to, like, removing pieces of the UI. And that's the thing too, is you could make a Metroid now, just like you could like with Assassin's Creed did that, where you could choose what you wanted in your menu and what you didn't want.
Right,
you know what I mean? I thought that was really cool because like at the beginning of the game for Assassins, you were like,
oh, God.
you needed everything. You know what I mean, to get around the city, and then later in the game, and you got like 2 or 3 hours in, you just turned and that's I did. I turned like everything off, and I was like, this is totally awesome with everything off, much more moody. And not annoying, whereas I think, at least this is my guess, if they did that for Wii U, they're going to make it where that screen has to be on and glowing in my face at all times, and there's times I just want to sit in the basement in the dark, with the only glowing object being the screen, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm guessing.
You talk about removing UI elements and stuff, though. Like, don't you think that gamepad's actually going to help with that? Where, like, anything, health bars, ammo counts, anything, throw that on the bottom screen. Sure, you've got a light glowing in your face, but if you just had the big screen TV being just the game, you don't, it's not appealing to you?
Yeah, no, I think there's certainly... There's cool things you can do with another screen. I mean, having a second screen is I'm all for screens. I put them all over the place. But it's just a question of how you use them and whether you like use them with some style and panache. I don't know. We'll see. And when everybody gives me the pitch of like, hey, dude, you could have your map on there. It's just, I don't know. This is not thrilling. I guess. Yes, it could be kind of cool, but that's not going to change the game for me. Making this, what's going on screen, good. Other M by having a map on my Wii U controller just make Other M good, right?
And when it comes down to it, I know I'm probably going to wind up getting like Assassin's Creed 3 on 360, even though it'll be out on the Wii U. Like, just, I don't know, I think that's still going to be my go-to. But certain games, if they're built with the gamepad in mind, I think we'll utilize it well.
Well, I mean, it'll be like what you're basically saying is the classic scenario that many people think, well, not that this thing is about Wii U, but like that people will buy it for Nintendo games.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's kind of what you're saying. You're like, I will buy it.
Yeah. I want to play Mario.
Well, we can't say that yet. I mean, what if it is the best version of Assassin's Creed 3? You never know.
Yeah,
like, if we're all going to have all the systems, we have that choice.
That is
I don't think it's
awfully
gonna
optimistic of you, Mr.
Well,
Reiner.
but I don't want to close the doors until we see it. You know what I mean?
I think we're sort of projecting what happened with the Wii, and maybe that won't be happening with the Wii U. Who knows?
Yeah, you're right. It could not happen.
We're going to have at least a year of it being on par with other systems, whereas the Wii didn't have that luxury. Wii was beaten out of the gate. 360 had been out for a year. PS3 was already beaten it at launch. So, I mean, I'm getting a Wii U at launch. I'm not down on the Wii U, but, I mean...
Of course you are. You bought a Vita even when you didn't want any of the games on it.
The last system I didn't buy at launch was, like, Saturn.
Yeah, no, that's rock solid logic right there.
So, Joe, after your kind of embarrassing start with those Steam vents, you've really settled into your own here. How does it feel?
Oh, man, it feels so awesome. Like I said before, I've been really looking forward to playing this game again, and it's just like, it's like slipping into that old shoe or something. It's just it all just feels awesome. It looks great on Virtual Console.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Do people still slip into old shoes?
Hey, whatever, I do. I own like 3 pairs of shoes.
To an old shoe. Hey, it's not flattering.
Hey, how many pairs of shoes do you have?
2.
Yeah, see? So you keep the old ones around in case you like.
No, don't throw them away.
You could maybe do something more modern.
He threw away his new shoes and had no shoes.
Oh, that's correct.
I remembered my Hotmail email account password. Like that would be more modern.
Okay, fine. It feels very good. It's very comfortable getting back. It's like buying a brand new pair of shoes.
It looks like a shoe.
Awesome.
Do you guys know who this beast is?
Oh, it's a Kozo or whatever. How you're supposed to say
Chozo,
that?
isn't it?
Chozo. I don't know.
Charizard.
pretty funny joke in this game Guacamelee that's coming out, which is very much Metroid inspired. I played at the PAX East, and you get your first power up from a Chozo statue, and it plays the Metroid music, and you go up to grab the power up, and it explodes into just a talking goat that gives you the upgrade.
The music's great too.
Yeah.
I blew its head off! Jesus! All right.
Yeah. Now, wasn't it? And I believe on Super Metroid, like the Japanese version actually had red, right, for blood, and the U.S. version had green.
I think it was a more
right?
gruesome death for that character.
What's
yeah.
with Nintendo with that? Because like in Ocarina of Time, the same thing happens with Ganon. In the non-gold cartridge, it's green blood, and in gold, it's red blood. Is it really that much more violent? If it's,
Parents Against Pixel Violence is a very, very, very large lobbying group.
so green blood's okay.
Well, I mean, especially at that time. I mean, wasn't that about the same time that people were really worried about like D&D players going out there and murdering their friends and stuff too? I think they were just sort of hobbies encouraging violence and gore were sort of scary. I don't know.
People, parents are always scared of the unknown.
My friend's mom didn't like that you had to jump on turtles in Mario. She didn't want him playing Mario. She's trying to encourage animal violence.
Oh man, that kid grew up to be so weird.
I was gonna say, did she run PETA? Because they did that thing on Mario against raccoon violence,
God, yeah.
or Tanuki violence.
That's
Yeah.
so stupid.
Like one of the stupidest releases I've ever seen in my inbox.
They do a lot of stupid stuff. Super Meat Boy, I didn't like that.
Is this the same place that like every year issues bans on video games? That is like what's that organization that is like these are the 10 worst family games?
Family and Media Institute or something like that. I can't
Whereas
remember.
like invariably every year there's like some game on the list that's 3 years old and like
yeah.
3 games on the list that aren't even out.
Yeah, they're based here in Minneapolis.
Is it
too.
that Focus on the Family thing with James Dobson? Or
Nah, I can't. I try to forget.
Wait, isn't there some way up here? I feel like there's like a...
So this game was written and directed by Sakamoto.
There we go.
Gunpei, the creator of the Game Boy and the first Metroid, he served as a supervisor for this one.
Andy, were you big on the Metroid 2 Game Boy game?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, obviously, I didn't think it quite lived up to Super Metroid, but it was a great game. And also, we should throw in a little rest in peace. You got hit by a car.
Gunpei.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Way to kill it.
And he made Virtual Boy. Don't forget that.
And the U.S. version came out on April 18th, 1994. And kind of the interesting thing is, Japan came out just a month beforehand. That was on March 19th. Usually there was a little bit more time between the ports.
Yeah, we have a copy of the Japanese version in the vault that we ordered.
And played like 5 times before the U.S. version came out.
All right, so now if I were good enough, which I'm not, there's a way, I don't know the timing on this. There's basically a trick that you can infinite bomb yourself up.
Yeah, I can never get the timing right on that.
Because if I could do that right now, we could go get another energy tank. But
Yeah, it's rhythm based, isn't it?
well, it's a really specific sort of. It's like you have to lay one on your. I mean, yeah, everyone can do up a little bit, but yeah, there's some trick that you can like. You can reliably get yourself up all the way. I never actually got
what she
into
said.
classy. I never got into some of the exploit aspects of this game. Like, there are ways that you can, like, if you're really into speedruns on this game, there are ways that you can really crank your time up by,
Doing the bomb jump?
yeah, like, well, you can do you can just do sequence breaking stuff. So you can, like, do the bomb jump to get places you're not supposed to go, and you can, like, there's some trick where you can, what do they call it? They call it, like, the mock ball or something. It's basically where you can, like, in your ball form, you can move a lot faster than you can running by sort of, like, charging your speed booster or something. Anyway, like, that gets you into a ton of places that you're not supposed to be able to go, and I never got into that stuff, so...
How many times in gaming history can you think of a series that had like a numbered sequel come out on a portable console and then go back? Like, you know, the Game Boy one is Metroid 2. This is Metroid 3. I mean, you know, you look at like Mario, and Mario Land was its own series. I'm trying to think of any other series that kind of does that. Where a portable one is recognized as the official sequel.
Kid Icarus on Game Boy, right?
But they never even really came back. I mean, unless you count the 3DS one. I mean, again, that was portable.
But that would be 1 and 2. What about Zelda?
People tend to look at the portable Zeldas as pretty much... But again, that series was never, like, numbered. Like,
Yeah, the first one on Game Boy, that was like...
Link's
Link to the
Awakening
Past.
was the
Yeah,
first
that was
one.
fantastic.
But then they did the Capcom ones, the Oracle of Ages and Seasons, Minish Cap. I don't know.
I just don't think it matters. I mean, all these games are like, they're so standalone. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I know there's like people who would be upset about lore being out of order to some degree, but it's like there's not really. At least I don't feel like a true order to any of this. I think they all kind of stand on their own. It's just whichever dude is in charge of marketing at that time. Like, you know, he's like, oh, put a 2 on it. It's great.
Like,
you know
like
what I mean?
the guy that
And,
called
like,
Yoshi's Island Super Mario World 2.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's just whoever is in charge of that is ultimately probably who makes that decision and screws up our lives and makes us talk about dumb crap like this on a Super Replay.
So
Thanks a lot, marketing guy.
So what you're saying, Dan, is that you're agreeing that
I see where you're going with this, Joe.
that that Yoshi's Island is not actually Super Mario World 2.
The game is Super Mario World 2, but yeah. I'll refer to the box cover again for that.
All right.
If you want to argue with the actual name of the game.
Is this a previous like spat between you two?
It's come up, so it's more
This
between
is
me and Brian.
uncomfortable.
It's more between me and Brian.
Yeah, it's not really even my deal. I
No.
just think it's ridiculous.
You're saying you think Dan's being ridiculous about something?
Yeah, surprise.
About calling the game the name that's on the box of the game. It's like, why are you calling this Super Metroid? No, this is Metroid 3. This is Samus's blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it says it on the box.
Huh.
But when we turned on the
I like
game, it
this.
did
I like
say
this.
Metroid 3.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is a weird thing. Okay. I can't believe you call that Mass Effect 3. Like, no, it's on the box. That's the name of the game.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna write a thing about the ending of this game.
You're petitioning
I'm
for
just gonna be
Super Metroid
mad.
ending.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, I want a new ending.
I spent the whole game with Samus in a power suit, and then at the end I learned that she's not in a power suit all the time.
Wait, it was a chick?
we got some letters. There was a feature we did a long time ago.
They were mad we didn't spoiler alert it.
Well, they weren't mad at being spoilered. They were mad because they were writing in to be like, there's a typo in your magazine. You said that Samus is a woman. It's like,
Ooh, boy.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, I gotta tell you, I remember when I played the original Metroid and I was blown away. I was like,
Yep.
what, there's a flying purple elf? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, I had that moment like totally robbed from me
Oh,
because the first time I played Metroid, my buddy's like, "Hey, I know this code,
Yep.
Justin Bailey."
Yep.
Oh, that's
That's,
So,
that's how I
like-
got ruined, too. Yeah.
So for a while, I thought that you're just playing as two different people. It's like, oh, I'm playing as the girl, and now I'm playing as the boy. But oh man, that was not worth it. Yeah, but it took me a little while to actually realize that, like, oh wait a minute, they're the same thing. So yeah, that moment I just didn't get it. Just frustrating.
I want to say playing the first Zelda and the first Metroid for the first time, that was the greatest memory I've had, like, in gaming. Like, the greatest gaming moment for me was playing those two games. And then obviously they picked it up with the sequels, but just discovering those new universes. There hasn't been anything quite like that again.
I think with me, it was Link to the Past because I don't think I was old enough to really appreciate the first. Like, I played the first Zelda and watched my dad and stepdad play it, but like I don't think I was old enough to really. I sucked at it. Link to the Past was that moment for me.
I guess maybe Doom, exploring 3D for the first
Yeah.
time, was pretty huge.
Well, Wolfenstein gave you that.
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah.
Yeah, but the shotgun felt so much better on Doom.
Yeah.
Doom was a better game.
I mean, Doom was scary. I mean, Doom was definitely scary. Wolfenstein, I don't know if Wolfenstein was ever really scary at any point.
You fight Robo Hitler.
Well, I know, but...
That's a scary thought.
Not really.
You wouldn't be scared of that if you turn on CNN tomorrow and a robotic Hitler had been reanimated. You wouldn't be concerned about that.
Hey, go down that green pipe.
You want a different Super Replay?
I mean, I'd be scared if there was... someone showed up in a power suit and could shoot missiles out of their hands. I'd
And
be
turn
pretty
into a
close.
Plus, he's Hitler. Like, let's forget about the power suit's scary. But have you read about this guy? He's an unsavory character.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Hitler, Andy.
Yeah. I don't want to tell tales out of school. This is a bad guy we're talking.
Well, so you're basically saying Wolfenstein's the greatest game ever because it has
That's what I
Hitler in
said.
it, because
That's
in
what I
real
said.
world
I
he
said
was
it's-
evil.
I'm just saying it's a scary thought.
But that doesn't make the game scary.
I didn't say it was scary. I was making a joke about Hitler. Doom is a scary game.
Because
Doom is a better
Hitler
game.
jokes are always great at parties. Like every party, everyone loves Hitler jokes.
I'm old Hitler joke Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Reiner, cushion and Hitler jokes.
It doesn't work.
Same thing.
You think that's just a call out to Mario, or just coincidence? It looks the same.
It could be a call out. Nintendo did that back in the day.
Yeah, Samus is asleep in Mario RPG. We just did a little thing about that.
Wearing her power armor in a bed.
Yeah, why not?
Or they just had extra pieces of that lying around, and they were just like, "Hey, I'm going to use this in my game."
They did it in
Free
Kid
art.
Icarus. They had a Metroid in Kid Icarus.
When was it? When we were doing the 200 issues, and we found that all those like the texture sheets online for like all the stuff from this game,
Yeah, all the character art, all the 2D character art.
like
It's
all
amazing.
these pieces, like you could see all the textures that they built the worlds with. It was sweet. If I knew how to program it all, I would have built my own Super Metroid game.
Oh man, you know, that is if I knew how to actually like make games, like if I could program, this is what I would do with my free time.
Yeah, I mean, because if you could make a, that's the thing too. I've talked about this in the past too. Is like if you gave me a 2D game where they put in a world builder and let the community build like areas
God.
that you could go into and explore. And
Unbelievable. It'd be so cool.
It
Like a
would
little
be
Big Planet type
awesome.
of situation. where
Oh
you can
yeah,
download and
exactly.
share,
But you could
yeah.
do it in 2D, so it's a lot easier to do, and
Yeah,
like build maps and jumps, and especially people that are like, you talk about the speedrun community. I think the speedrun community would have a really fun job of like making you use some of those like really insane kind of tools like Joe was alluding to earlier to like unlock stuff. You know, there would be the problem of balance as far as like, you know, if someone put like, you know, 15 missile things right
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
you know, you could really kind of blow through like bosses and things like that. But, you know, a boss builder, a world builder, and go to town and let people, you know, play and explore, you know, like new Metroid worlds. I would be so down for that.
I feel like it'd be so much easier as fans to make levels too than it would be in something like Little Big Planet where it's 3D and you're dealing with physics and gravity and stuff. Like, just give us the rules of this universe, give us the assets, and let us go to town. And I think more people would be willing to do it because it's less intimidating.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Well, I mean, like, this
Mini-boss.
is more blocky, you know, like Lego type skills.
Joe, how much of this is just autopilot for you, and how much of it is actually like, oh, I'll go over here, see what this is? Like, I mean, are you knowing, like, oh, that's the missile reload room, that's the...
No. This, like I forgot what was in the missile reload room, but when I got there, I was like, oh yeah, this room. And like, yeah, I mean, I'm clearly out of practice when it comes to boss strategies. So,
I remember this guy being kind of annoying.
but yeah, I mean, I remember a lot in terms of like sequence, like where you need to go when and what items you get.
Do you typically prefer the charge shot over missiles? 'Cause I'm not
No.
seeing you use a whole bunch.
This fight. So what I don't like about is like it's a bit of a hassle to like. I don't like the placement of the item select on the controller.
Okay.
And I've experimented with getting it over on the shoulders, except then you can't use your diagonal shots,
Oh, yeah.
which I like even more. So
Was the controller config available in the original version?
Yeah, these virtual console ports are pretty much direct. The only thing I can think of that wasn't was Pokemon Snap allows you to use Wii remote controls.
Oh my God, they destroyed what was Pokemon Snap.
I want to hear you talk to Ben Hansen about this.
I don't think that conversation's ever going to happen.
It's like, wow, let me run out of here and go talk to Ben Hansen about Pokemon Snap.
He'd be real excited if you did.
I take it he's
He's
a
just
fan.
been waiting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he loves Pokemon Snap.
I couldn't believe the game existed when it came out.
I think we played it for like 45 minutes in the office and completed the game in that time, and that was it.
It was just weird.
this music's freaking me out here, guys.
Yeah.
It's too low key for a boss fight.
No,
Yeah.
I think it fits.
There's something kind of haunting about it
That's
too.
what I'm saying.
that-
Yeah, I think it does fit in that way that it
What?
doesn't.
No,
fit.
come on. All right.
It's like a slasher film,
Yeah.
like Mike Myers
With a
music.
giant egg, or I don't know what the hell that thing is.
Yeah, I
Plant?
think he's got problems.
It's got things shooting off of it. It's a plant. It's got to be a plant.
I don't know its name.
Yeah, Jill, you were complaining about the scanning in Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having that in this game as optional, just so you can learn a little bit more about the creatures you're fighting, this planet, all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, what I would prefer is that they have like codex entries or something, so that you could look at it without having to, go to all the trouble of actually like scanning. The
Right.
crap.
See, Reiner, because you say optional, but if you remember in Prime, it was like, oh, you also have to do this to open doors, and also if you want to get 100%, you need to scan all of this crap.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
It was certainly not an optional thing. In Prime.
No, yeah, I'm saying for 2D
Yeah.
Metroid. If it
100% is optional, by the way.
I know what I mean.
Just-
people like doing that.
Yes, but it's optional.
Yeah, but sometimes you do have to scan open doors and activate elevators
Right.
and stuff in Prime. So that is not optional.
Yeah, I would say. Oh, whoa. That's a call out to Mario right there.
I'm going down the pipe, Reiner. Finally.
Finally get to see inside the pipe.
Super missiles.
Yeah.
And this is the one where you get the cool scanner at the end, right? Where you can see through walls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you,
The
that's
last
how
third
you
of the
find.
game?
Yeah, you find all the last. I mean, I think I went to every room and just sat there and flashlighted it.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
God, do you remember the thing in Fusion that would just stalk you, basically? It was the basically evil version of yourself, the ZX or something?
Yeah, that thing was sweet.
Oh, it was terrifying every time it showed up.
Yeah, I really want to. I gotta replay those games.
It's on I don't know. Did you get a 3DS?
Not
Oh,
yet.
yeah, the
Okay.
ambassador program.
Yeah, it was on the Ambassador program, so on a recent flight, I actually played through Fusion, and it's still really, really fun.
Do you like that one better than this?
No.
Or is-
I like this one better.
Fusion's a good game.
It is, it is. I like it better than the first one.
All right, so what did I just get? Super missiles?
Yep.
Okay, so now
It's green doors, right?
so now I'm going down here.
What is
Yeah, what do you
the,
need for the
Is that wave beam or ice beam?
rice bean?
The rice beam, yes. The rice beam. Shoots out chicken fried rice at the door. Zeebs, it's a cultural thing there.
I'm texting it to Insomniac Games right now.
Rice bean, please. Okay. Again,
get up
that's a
there?
that's a
You
place
gotta
that.
freeze those guys?
Oh, that's the. Oh, I guess you could do that.
Nice.
That's where
Very nice.
where I got like the morph ball. That's where that comes out. Like
okay.
you can power bomb the wall by the morph ball, and then it shows up there.
One thing I loved about the first game is that you would constantly get this feeling of you would just walk into an area and be getting your ass handed to you, and you'd be like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be here. Like, this seems way too tough for my current
Yeah.
loadout here. I like that.
That's one of the things. I mean, okay. That's one of the other awesome things about the way this game works is that you'll notice that there was no tutorial at all. There was no like when you get a new item, it's like go into a morph ball and then lay a bomb. It doesn't tell you that you can bomb yourself up if you want to.
Yeah.
We'll run into this later too. Like to use abilities like your speed boost. Like you can there's one point where you get trapped in a hole and the game doesn't like tell you like, hey, do this to boost and then jump. You just have to watch that stupid bird do it, and then you're
right,
like,
yeah.
and then you're
That is
kind
a
of like,
tutorial to some degree, but
well,
yes,
yeah, it is.
But
But
it's
I
a little
mean,
more subtle than
yeah,
a
what I mean-
flashing text box.
yeah, and all I mean is that that's not the game like holding your hand through it as
yeah,
much as
yeah.
just letting you sort of discover.
Well,
it.
you're totally right. I mean, today's game designers would have to be like, I'm so sorry we put you in this pit. Here,
Yeah.
we'll help you out.
Yeah, the whole discovery aspect in games is definitely lacking these days.
Yeah.
What's a recent example that you feel kind of... I'm going to say Fez.
MMO bosses, I think, to a certain degree,
Oh,
like
okay.
the big, I don't know what you end up calling those, the gods that you fight, like in
You mean ones
Warcraft.
that don't hold your hands
Yes.
or do?
Yeah,
Don't,
like
you have that sense of discovery.
Oh
yeah, like how do you defeat this guy? Like we've tried to take him on 5 times. We've done these different strategies.
Yeah, the thing is that was really the case for a long time in MMOs. I think it's disappointing now that they're just, I mean, basically people are data mining them almost before they even come out, and like everyone has read about them. Like I would try to as a guild be like, hey, no one read about this so we can go in here and kind of have fun figuring it out. But then you get in there and everyone wants loot so bad nowadays that they're like, this is dumb. We're dying to learn this whole thing. I read it online. Here's how it works. And you're like, thanks.
Right.
It's also interesting to just read about it online and then do it. And I definitely miss the fun of figuring out these games, but people don't, I don't know. It's tough to say. I mean, people pay a lot of money nowadays in like freemium games to not have to figure things out or to have to do it. So
Well, again, if you had a Wii U, the Miiverse could tell you if you were struggling with a certain jump. They'd tell you how to get over it. You'd get
After a
comments
few
and-
days, after their
the
comments are
moderation
approved,
process, and they call the president and see if it's okay. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh, this is fun.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, those things are terrifying.
Yep.
Oh god.
Dang it. All right.
What is that? Just like a tapeworm with claws?
there's a dot over there, though. A dot.
Yeah, I know, and I'm
A dot.
I'm thinking I could be wrong. I'm thinking this is going to be super anticlimactic though, because I may not be able to get into the door that's up there yet. But
Pretty funny.
I'm gonna try and do it anyway.
Have you saved recently?
Maybe.
Ooh, nice.
Need that animation.
There we go.
There you go.
All
The
right.
music is fantastic.
Well done.
Sweet. The Spazer.
The worst in this game was when you, or any Metroid game, is when you'd be walking towards a power up or something you want, like an
You
energy
fall
tank.
through,
and,
yeah.
and just the ground gives out and you're in
Yeah.
lava. It's like, oh, come on.
And the funny thing is, too, is you go like, I fell for it again. I
Yeah.
fell for
Oh,
it
man.
again.
This
You
game-
just-
This one has a couple hilarious moments like that. Well, like that one, which will just drop you on this, like right on this dude. But there's some even better ones where there's like an energy tank that you think you're gonna get, and then instead you drop in.
Yeah, I mean I think it's part of the charm of these games. I like the bad jokes.
Or just anytime there's a mimic chest in any game.
Oh
Yeah,
god,
yeah.
those are the worst. Oh, mimics. Sorry. Oh,
Tell us how
yeah.
you really feel.
They're just one of the worst inventions in anything.
If you had your way, would you take them out of any game ever?
I think that I like
No,
it.
come on, Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
I like it.
Joe, if you were a game designer, floors would be giving out in every room. Every
I was
chest would
gonna
be a
say
mimic.
you're a
Okay.
pretty bitter man to all of a
Okay.
sudden be like, "Oh, that guy tricked me." Like that's like the basis of your existence, Joe.
Okay. I was just pausing on this screen to say that the screen is super awesome.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's all.
It is. I mean, the game looks gorgeous. Work of art.
It is.
And here we go.
I can't remember. I don't think I need to go over there yet.
Just reflecting.
I think I need to do something down here first.
I'm impressed that you remember as much as you do. Did you practice?
No, like I said, I got this game down to such a process at one point that I was able to like finish it in under 2 hours. So a lot of that stuff sticks.
Yeah, I did too. But man, maybe my memory's not as good.
Oh, yeah, I can't do that part yet.
You can't bomb and get into that pipe below?
Nope, not yet. I mean, well, maybe you can do it, but you can't get anywhere yet.
Okay.
So
Well,
Dan,
get out of there. Oh, that's a perfect example of what you were talking about, Dan. Where you like go into a room, and it's like, oh god, my energy is draining so fast
It's like,
because
I
it's
need to
hot.
get the hell out of here, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's hot. I know, it's like, hey, that oven is hot. Should I keep my hand on this? Yeah, it's kind of dumb stuff.
I always like that feeling the first time you go into one of those rooms. It sucks that you die, but you're
Yeah.
like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's that much more gratifying later on then when you're like, all right, I can finally go in that
Yep,
room that was like
exactly.
killing
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Revenge is sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Reiner, you about to ask him?
Yeah, what classic game do you think you played the most?
Oh,
Like,
without a
over
doubt.
and over.
Without a doubt, it's Link to the Past. I've beaten that 10 times more than any other game.
I mean, he's only brought it up like 15 times so far in the Super Replay.
You haven't watched many replays because I probably brought it up a few hundred times in the history of replay, and picked it as the first Super Replay. Yeah, it's easily my favorite game ever. I've beaten it probably well over 30 times. I don't go a year without beating it once or twice. Yeah, it's my favorite game ever. It's the way I hear Joe talk about Super Metroid is the exact same way I feel about Link to the Past. And there's
about you?
parallels you can draw as far
Yep.
as the first one.
Right.
Yeah.
So then just to, this is off the beaten path. So what is 2 and 3 then for Zelda games for you?
Oh, in just the Zelda series? You said Zelda games. So you're giving me that look like I said something
I
stupid.
mean,
okay.
what would I be talking about besides the Zelda
I
series?
don't know.
I just
2
trying
or
to
3
figure out like,
favorite games ever? I don't know, but Zelda. You're saying Zelda.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
2 is Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
I don't need an explanation. Just
Okay,
just a
all
quick-
right. 3. Man, it's either the first one or Majora's really good. I like Majora a lot. It's either the first one or Majora.
I think your Lawrence.com review for Twilight Princess had something about the greatest game in the history of video games.
I didn't call it that. I said it's one of the best. I said
It was the
some
most
lofty
hyperbolic
things.
thing I've ever read.
Have you talked
And
about
this is
Hanson?
coming from Reiner, by the way, just so you know.
Ben Hansen would say it's from like God's tears or something.
I am surprised going back because I usually try to reserve really lofty statements like that, but I was very hyperbolic about it.
Everybody that played the game at the time was like, wow, that was amazing.
Oh yeah,
And
I
then
mean,
just
you
kinda forget
assembled a
about
bunch
that.
of quotes from people, and we
Exactly.
were all like, "Oh my god, this is the best thing
Yeah.
ever." And looking back, I don't remember a whole lot of Twilight Princess.
Right.
I do. I liked that game.
I like it, but I mean, it doesn't stick in my head the way Majora or Wind Waker does.
As I've brought up before, it's like comparing Beatles albums. Like they're all really great. Like most of them are. You can argue them until you're blue in the face. Like they're all really good. And but Metroid, on the other hand, I think this is the definitive best game, like hands down. And then you go to the other handheld ones.
Yeah, this one really is its own.
Maybe
its
the
own
first one
tier.
you throw in there at some point.
I may be in the minority here, but I think the first Prime, I'd say my enjoyment of that is almost on par with this.
You're doing it again.
What?
Come on.
I really enjoyed. And I didn't play this one until very late. I never had this on Super Nintendo, so I feel like some of that was taken away from me. Whereas I played Prime right when it came out.
Wait, you act like some kind of weird victim. How was you? How was your life destroyed? It was taken away from me, man.
Here's the thing.
It was taken. I never had it.
Here's the equivalent. If you don't get to play a game when it first comes out, like I never had a PC that could run Half-Life or Half-Life 2 when it first came out. So I played the Half-Life games way after they were like, oh my god, look at all this new stuff. It was all like, oh, I can see where this was really influential, but you weren't there right out of the gate where it's like, oh my god, I've never seen anything like this before. So I feel like if you don't play a game right when it comes out, and you've played games that it's inspired, I think you do lose some of that impact.
What impact was lost between when you didn't have Super Metroid and a Super Nintendo and when you had a Super Nintendo and a Link to the Past? Like, what great giant change in technology happened during that time? Because I'm really interested to hear this.
I'm saying I played Link to the Past right when it came out, when I was like 7 or 8.
Well,
in like
why didn't you go
1991.
buy Super Metroid afterwards?
Because I'm a 7 or 8 year old. I can't.
So it wasn't
I don't have
taken
money.
away from.
Go get a job.
Yeah.
I mowed lawns.
It was.
See, then you could afford it.
I bought a
Get out
Genesis
there.
with that lawn mowing money.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Yeah, Genesis, Super Metroid versus Genesis, Super Metroid wins.
If I could go back in time, I would go buy you Super Metroid just so I didn't have to hear you whine about it now, how you would deny
It's
it.
a fantastic game. I called it a perfect game earlier.
You did, and then have gone on to say, like, oh, perfect, except, I mean, I like Prime just as much. Gives me the same experience.
Yeah.
I did not
Because
say
I
it
was
was
really
the
there.
same experience. It wasn't the same experience. I'd say my level of enjoyment was
You changed
comparable.
your answer like a Kardashian.
You know this is on tape. You know this is all on tape.
Yes.
You can go back and see my
I'm
answer.
stopping here, by the way, to show you that this is an insidious trick.
Don't put the F-bombs in this one.
Yes,
Jeez.
sorry about that. But yeah, like you knew in the game that you could like bomb little things that were conspicuous and stuff. But to get here, like at some point you have to do the like whatever and just go around and start bombing, and then you're like, wait a minute, because it doesn't show up on the map that it's someplace you can go until you actually bomb through. So that was a pretty brilliant and sneaky trick.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry,
no, I
sorry to
know.
interrupt the argument.
Oh, Andy yelling at me.
Also, the Spazer is
You're
awesome.
the one that-
Deserved, dude.
Yes. And you also began the yelling in this entire episode. You're the
I don't know
yeller.
about that.
You're the yeller.
Look, producer Jason is nodding.
I'm
Nodding
not a
his head.
combative guy. I'm not. I'll just defend myself if crazy allegations are leveled against me.
And then blame Ben Hansen. Your playbook is easy.
The definition of crazy allegation for Dan is anything that is normal, anything that a rational person would think is something he has to take issue with.
What crazy thought am I having here? I'm not saying like a crazy thing would be if I came in here and was like, "No, Metroid, yeah, this stuff sucks." Like, no, I'm not. I don't do that. I don't do
You
the
just
like.
did it.
You're
I don't do the contrarian. Like, no.
I don't know. You're saying Metroid Prime is as good
I
as.
didn't say that.
Level
I
of
didn't
enjoyment
s-
is the same, is what you
That's
said.
not saying. It's like Andy said that Super Metroid's a better game, but the first one's his favorite game of all time. It's the same thing. I'm not saying.
No, it's
No,
not
you're
the same
bringing up
thing.
Metroid Prime.
No. I never said that it was as good as.
I didn't say Metroid Prime is as good as this game. I don't think it is.
Oh, look at that guy.
Oh, take that mini. Which,
Was she shooting darts out of his belly button?
yeah, which is awesome is awesome for a little bit of context, because like that's about the size that Kraid was in the original
Yeah, the NES game.
original Metroid. So you beat that, and you're like, all right, I just beat Kraid.
Yeah, that was easy.
And then you walk in here, and you're just like, oh, well, okay, not here yet, but we're getting there.
Yeah, I remember at the time I was like, is this boss 4 screens high? I think this boss is 4 screens high. I was like freaking out.
Yeah.
And like measuring screens, and like the
Whoops.
world was changing.
Like a tape measure.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
The game that kind of blew my mind with the size of the bosses was Super Contra.
Those were big.
That was
Yeah.
awesome. Like right out of the gates too. Like at the end of the first level is just giant creature and
I go to Joe and Mac 2 for that. That was a big dinosaur you fight.
Didn't we do a replay on that?
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah, I like that one.
I liked that one a lot. Me and you played.
Yeah, give me some super missiles. Which, okay, sorry, this doesn't make very good internet TV, but
Internet
should tell me. I
thanks,
usually
Grandpa.
stand off to the side.
That's seriously what my grandpa would say. Oh, you're watching the internet television. Oh, the picture boxes.
Not a fan of your strategy here, Jim. I would always stand off to the side a little bit.
well, this is what I.
You keep getting hit when you
Yeah,
do
Well, I
that.
not
know.
working great,
Okay,
Joe.
when it's down there, that's what I do.
That's the spot. There you go. And
See, then you got to get
oh,
up there quick. Oh, screw it, we'll be fine. Oh God.
Famous last words.
Also, I don't know who this guy is. There's got to be a story.
Oh, he's from the first Alien movie.
No, I think that dude's from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he does look like it's like a suit of armor or something.
See, that's where the scanner would come in nice.
Yeah, he's like, this bounty hunter sucked. Oh yeah.
First time I came in this room, I just jumped right in.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so yeah, already you're like, oh God, Kraid is so huge.
He's got his little paws.
Open your dumb mouth.
Now that's,
Open it.
that's animation.
Open it.
Oh,
That's awesome, yeah.
Oh, come on. I need to practice my jump a little bit. What? Jeez. Come on. Open your stupid face.
I want that sound to be my text message alert. Just Andy going, "Whoa." Jason, can you cut that down to an iPhone compatible text tone? Thank you.
you should hear the noises I make when I do impersonations of you when you're not around.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Let's hear it.
It sounds a lot like a whoopee cushion.
I sound like a whoopee cushion.
That's accurate.
The greatest
Oh
compliment
God, get
that's
out.
ever befallen Dan
go,
Ryckert.
go, get out. Yeah, that's like a huge compliment.
Yeah, I'll take
The
that
other
one.
day we were walking around the office. I said, "Hey, how's it going, Whoopie Dan?" He goes like, "I can live with that."
Oh God.
Went to bed that night with a smile on his
Oh,
face.
yeah. Just bringing my step the rest of the day. Yeah, boss called me Whoopie Dan.
You got this guy, Joe.
Yeah, he's done.
You got him.
Way to back him up as it's going down. You're quite the coach. Oh yeah.
There you go.
And now we can go to those hot spots.
Yeah, I know. It's I love the berries. It's very important.
Man. Makes you look a little orange. I was the berry suit was always my favorite because I didn't like the fruity looking gravity suit. It didn't look like Samus. It's all like
Yeah.
purple.
Though I will admit, I do hate the fact that in the later like Prime games that getting a new suit meant that you had to have like the most ridiculous sized shoulders in the history of shoulders. Like I never understood
Yeah.
like the fascination with it's a girl, so we should give her giant shoulders.
Yeah, getting a suit's really just like a shoulder upgrade.
Yeah, it was annoying.
Andy, you gave me a book about the history of shoulders, didn't you?
I did. I did.
Man, I want shoulder upgrades.
What would you do with them?
I don't know. Jab people.
Well, I think they had those in the 80s. They had like pads you could get
Yeah.
for inside your
You could
shirt.
still
We
get
could
those.
probably get you some of those.
Yeah.
You want some of those? Would
I
you
mean,
wear those? Could we take a photo of that and put it on the internet?
Jason, I would make a Road Warriors reference, but I don't think anyone's going to
Yeah,
get
you
it.
could
I
also
get the
join
Road
Wait,
Warriors
yeah.
reference.
You don't think we know the Road Warrior?
Not the Mel Gibson movie.
Oh. No,
Yeah,
no, no,
the
no, no.
wrestlers.
Okay,
Yes.
you got it. Okay, the road warriors. They had the big
wrestler,
spiky shoulder pads.
One of them
Okay.
was named Animal. I don't remember the other
know
one.
that?
Because that was a video game that was at my local community center.
But you think the guy named Road Warrior didn't steal it from the movie
But
Road
they
Warrior?
clearly did. I didn't
Yeah, exactly.
It's like very
I like
obvious
how you're
they did.
like, this is the true reference. It's like,
yeah, you're telling Reiner that he's got a. That's like when we're talking about God of War inventing Greek mythology and Clash of the Titans. Clash of the Titans ripping them off.
you are a walking timeline joke. Which I still get emails every
Yeah.
week
Don't
from
worry,
someone who
we
doesn't
take Dan-
understand the timeline jokes.
Yeah, we take Dan just as seriously as we take timeline.
We think about Dan while we do these entries. It's
Okay.
like, what would Dan say in this situation?
Yeah.
Did you go up that way before? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
I hate these guys. All right. Come on, jerk asses. And you might think that's it. Oh, come on, where is it? There's one in here somewhere. There we go.
Nice.
That was really good timing until you missed.
Yeah.
It's like, you'd think that's everything that's here. Well, it's running
But
somewhere.
wait, there's
never mind.
more.
It's,
Somewhere else. Wait for more. Wait for it. There we go.
Yeah, I always remember when I first played these games too, there was always that, like, you traveled all the way, and you're like, I know this is where it is. Okay, this is not where it is.
Yeah, it's got to be here somewhere.
And I've done the, like, staring at the map and gone, okay, I went there, where did I not go?
Did you make your own map for the first one? The NES one?
No.
No, okay.
No.
That's a tough game to get around if you don't have some kind of frame of reference.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you just start to, like, it's like you just start to, remember. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just, that's its charm, right?
Yeah.
Like I always said, one of my favorite things about Metroid was that it was an RPG where no one spoke and no one said anything. Like, that's really what I love about it. You're, like, doing things that you would do in an RPG, but you don't have to listen to some, like, idiot kid or have someone have amnesia or any of that dumb stuff. You just shoot things, get things, kill bigger things, and grow. You know what I mean? Like, and, like, that's, like, all my favorite parts of, like, an RPG without the annoying parts.
Yeah.
It's like a super replay without Dan.
Does that analogy make any sense?
Yeah, it totally
Oh, yeah.
makes
No, I
sense.
get it. I totally get it.
All right.
I forget why we couldn't get any further over here.
One of my favorite moments of working with Andy over the years was he became obsessed with a Jaguar game, the old Alien vs. Predator game.
I did. I
And he started making these maps, but it was to a degree of, like, a beautiful mind. Like, they were on graph paper, they were everywhere in the office. Like, he was figuring out where everything was in the game. And I think we ended up publishing them, right?
Did we? I can't
Or
remember.
maybe we didn't have the space for
I know
it.
What game was this for?
Alien vs. Predator on Jaguar.
People really like that game.
Oh, it was great.
Jim
At
Riley
the time, it
loves
was
it.
amazing.
I mean, it looks like crap now. I mean, back then it was actually kind of, you were like, wow, check out that alien. It looks real. But
64 bits.
This system's going to sell millions.
and it sold like 5. And I bought one of them.
Okay, one of these has a missile on it.
You should just go down there.
No, wait, it's lava. It's not hot.
It's like pudding or something. Just get in there.
I don't think it's here. Sorry, there hasn't been a lot of this so far. There's definitely going to be some sections in this replay that are just
It's okay.
like
Our
the great item
conversations are
hunt.
riveting.
Have you seen? That's what every Super Replay is.
There we
spend
go.
the first
Oh god,
first
oh god.
episode kind of talking about the game for 45 minutes, and then we're just talking about Tim climbing rocks or me being an idiot for the rest of it.
Get out of there, idiot. All right.
Yeah, how many times do you think you're going to die here, Joe?
There are a couple spots that are going to be risk spots. The boss fight against Fantoon in the wrecked ship is one that's kind of hard for me. But
Seeing the way you're playing now, I think you're going to go through this unscathed. I think you're going to be fine.
There's always the one dumb I can't get out of lava.
Yeah, it's-
that's
that,
true.
that always kind of comes along and gets you. And
Looking
you're like,
forward to
how
that.
can I jump, get on? You
yeah,
just suck.
yeah, we're getting. Oh god, yeah, this is not a great Norfair in general. Yeah, this whole
Don't die on a
section.
seahorse, dude.
Yeah, I'm doing my best.
Words to live by.
Oh god, get out!
Get out of there!
We'll be fine as soon as we can get over here. All right, perfect.
Nice.
I like this
So,
area.
Yeah, I
This
love
looks
this
really cool.
environment.
Yeah, this.
So those are baby Metroids, right? Like in eggs?
I don't think so. I
yeah,
think it's
that
just
wasn't my-
freaky, easy to use redone texture.
Yeah, I don't think that's. You don't actually see any Metroids until you get to the last level.
This reminds me of like a Mega Man stage. I don't know if it was Bubble Man or who, but it kind of looks like that background.
Probably Bubble Man. I would say that's a good. I'd say that's a good guess.
I'd say Woodman. I go with Woodman. I go with Woodman.
Metal Man's jigsaws.
No ways. It's Bubble Man.
Okay.
Those are definitely eggs, and there's something living in them.
Well, actually, I do think Gemini Man's stage is kind of like that, if I remember right. I think I might be thinking of Gemini Man's level.
There's some way.
It might be.
Now, if I were better, there's some way that you can do a tricky jump up here, where you can
You got to freeze that guy.
No, it's before that. Like, it's possible to do right now. You can run and do your sort of like backflip jump, but screw it.
Also, those statues, or what the hell are those things?
Weird gargoyle-y things.
Because this is like an old base or something, right?
I used to think those one guys were like flying pieces of corn.
No, that makes total sense, Andy. I see where you're coming from. It doesn't make sense.
I know. Well, I'm just saying, they're bouncing corn guys that come after you and kill you.
Corn, like those guys, like that red guy.
No. I'll show you the guys. I think you just killed the guy, not the ones that are the platforms.
The fire dudes. Or I know what you mean.
Quest for the flying corn.
Not those things. That guy's obviously fire.
Yeah.
You're not that stupid.
Yeah, obviously not the carrot top little guys.
Yeah, I know. You're talking about the guys that sort of like fly at you in
Yes,
waves
exactly.
and stuff. Yeah. Now, wait a minute. Okay. I think we're coming up to another
Mini-boss?
mini-boss fight here pretty soon. Sorry, I also just sort of compulsively shoot even when I don't need to.
Oh, dude,
Everybody does
Yeah,
it.
laying bombs and compulsively shooting. That once again the charm.
Castlevania just jumping and whipping all the time.
Oh man, we have to remember this spot. That's a good recharge spot because it sends like 5 dudes out at once. Oh, great.
You'll be okay, dude. No seahorses here.
That was awesome. A little lava to the face.
Ah! Eh.
I turn into a hand.
Keep the sound effects going whenever you jump in lava. Meh.
All right. Oh, there's clearly something over there.
Those will-o-wisps?
Oh,
I hate those.
I'm gonna wave beam the hell out of that later. I don't know why I'm trying to break that. All right. And we don't have power bombs yet.
Did they let you do that in a spot on the lava and there was nothing down there?
That seems like a
trick.
That seems like a Met. I think that there was a spot like that in the original Metroid.
Yeah.
And you're like, there has to be something down here. But that's the thing is, you can't discover something and there's not one that there's nothing. Right?
Right.
That sentence almost did make sense.
Yeah, I didn't follow that. I wasn't really paying attention.
I hated these.
Who's making these rooms like this? Throughout the history of video games, who's this for?
Yeah, at this point you turn into a ball.
Like, if this was the hallway to get to my bathroom, I'd be pissed. I'd be yelling at that architect. What the hell are you thinking
The space pirates are like, oh man, you have the Norfair commute, huh? Man, that's
some
rough.
nice carpet
That's
and
rough.
a light switch, and I'm good.
Well, I think we've proven through some really bad game designs that making things that are just plain and realistic are not necessarily good.
That's true.
Oh wait, no, that's not where we want to be. Go up there.
Man, the animations are still fantastic.
Yeah, just the way. Yeah, just the sprites
running
too.
and
Like
moving.
this is games like this are why. Like if you go back and try and play like a PlayStation game and you see the early 3D and you're like, ugh, I don't want to play this.
Except Overblood. Looks
Except
fantastic.
Overblood, obviously, which
No,
looks
it doesn't
great.
look fantastic at all.
Eye the beholder, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to each his own. One man's treasure, and but like you go, there's just something about like the sprite art style and stuff of Super Nintendo that makes it so much easier to go back to than that. Will that be fine? Yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Even more so than just this.
That was a leap of faith.
More so than just the 16-bit era, I think this more than Genesis. There's something about the Super Nintendo to where that console has aged better than any console in history.
Was that extra color palette it had?
I don't know. I hear Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
Well, blast processing, yeah, that's great. But
Which actually is blast processing like even a thing?
It's marketing.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't think that wasn't a technology that was developed. That was just like, we need to call our processor something. Blast processing.
I mean, the Whoopee company could put out a Whoopee cushion with blast processing.
Dan's eyes seriously just got a little bit
sounds
larger.
about right, yeah.
I just
First
killed
in line.
I just killed one of your corn cobs, Andy, by the way.
Yeah, see?
But even, like, look at the graphics that amazed us on 16-bit, like Donkey Kong Country. When that came out, everyone was like, holy crap, this looks amazing. Where, weirdly enough, you go back now, and games from 1991, like Mario World Link to the Past, look better than Donkey Kong, because that 3D didn't age well. I know it wasn't real 3D, but
Yeah,
those models.
I think that's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of relative to some degree. I mean, I actually think some of the old, like, early computer games that were more like lines or like vector graphics and even just, straight up when it was just blocks in black and white have a certain aesthetic to them that's very, like, appealing.
Yep.
Whereas
Nice job, Joe.
Whereas
Man,
crappy polygons is not an appealing aesthetic.
Yep.
I got to applaud Joe's memory here.
It's good.
Yeah,
Unbelievable. Just when you got in that room, you knew to run and...
Something stick with you. Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Awesome.
Oh, that's
That
huge.
thing's great.
Yeah, man, this opens things up a lot. And then you get this awesome sequence when it's like, oh god, what's happening? So if you know you can dash, then all of a sudden, like, it's a great way, without a tutorial, to show you how awesome this thing is and what it does.
Yep. How cool does that look, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just
awesome.
great.
It makes that awesome sound.
Yeah. I didn't even know what that sound is. It just sounds like it's revving up. It just sounds like you are just pumping the hell up and getting awesome.
Yep.
All right, so there's a
I'm
save.
surprised Joe didn't swear there. I thought for sure we were going to get another Oppenheimer from in there.
Once you guys commented on it, I realized that I probably have sworn a lot this episode, so we can chill out on
We
that.
have beep technology, Joe.
We do. That's
State
true.
of the art. All right. That's going to conclude our first episode. We're going to end on a high note. And Joe, you're flying through this. I think we're going to be well under the 5 to 6 episodes.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us, and we'll see you next time.